We're tackling a bold promise today. If you say this, no woman will resist. Sounds outrageous? Good, because most men never learn how to speak with clean boundaries. Here's what this really means. There's a single sentence, short, calm, and confident, that doesn't manipulate her, doesn't flatter her, and doesn't beg for attention. It simply communicates standards. When you speak with standards, you stop chasing approval and start inviting a real yes, or a clean no. Welcome to the channel, fellas. If you're new here, this is where men learn to communicate with steady confidence, respectful, direct, and drama-free. No tricks, no hostility, just clear guidance that helps you show up as a man who knows what he wants and is comfortable walking away if it isn't matched. If you've been polite, generous, and endlessly available, yet still stuck in mixed signals, this episode is for you. Here's the controversial part. What melts resistance isn't poetry, it's certainty. Most guys talk too much because they're afraid of silence. Strong men make one clear statement and let the silence work for them. That stillness says you're not negotiating for attraction. You're revealing it. Compliments can be nice, but they're optional. Self-respect is not. In this video, I'll break down the exact sentence, the best moments to use it, and how to deliver it without edge or arrogance. You'll see how tone, posture, and eye contact carry more weight than fancy wording. We'll also cover ethics, because pressure ruins attraction. Consent, honesty, and emotional maturity are non-negotiable. If you've been trapped in the maybe zone with a woman who keeps you around but never truly chooses you, stay with me. By the end, you'll have one line that makes everything clear. Either we're moving forward with mutual interest, or we're not. And I'm good either way. That clarity is the magnet. 1. Silence is a flex, not a crisis. You're a man. She went quiet. Your instinct says fill the gap, chase the answer, fix the feeling right now. That impulse is the trap. The moment you treat silence like an emergency, you sell your frame for a tiny hit of relief. This section flips that. Silence is not punishment. It's a test of your self-command. When you hold your ground, breathe, and return attention to your life, you communicate something magnetic. You are steady without an audience. Here's the move. First, reset the story in your head. Her delay doesn't define your value. It's just data. Maybe she's busy, unsure, or not aligned. All three outcomes reward composure. When you don't scramble, you project mature selectivity. Women notice the man who isn't emotionally dragged by every notification. That calm reads as experience, not apathy. Second, master the pause. A smart pause isn't passive aggression. It's respectful space. You aren't ignoring her, you're refusing to perform. You keep your day full. Training, work, learning, social time. Your calendar becomes the safety net for your ego. Busy men don't catastrophize gaps, they use them. Every hour you invest in purpose lowers the pressure on any one reply, which ironically increases your attractiveness. Third, control the signal you send. Your posture, tone, and timing speak louder than words you never needed to type. If you see her in person, you're friendly, unhurried, present. No edge, no sulking, no jabs. If she reaches out later, you match the energy with lightness, not lectures. Mature silence says, my interest is real, but my peace is priceless. Finally, separate standards from punishment. Standards mean you won't overextend for mixed signals. Punishment means you try to teach her a lesson. Drop the teacher act. You're not molding anyone. You're choosing alignment. If she's inconsistent, your life becomes less available automatically. That isn't revenge, it's rhythm. And if interest returns, you don't rush. You pace the connection at the speed of reciprocity. Hold this frame. Silence is your canvas, to demonstrate sovereignty. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you control your presence. That presence is the flex. It's the quiet confidence that says you're already enough, and you behave accordingly. That's how men turn awkward gaps into gravity. One more mental reframe seals it. Attention is a currency. Spend it like an investor, not a gambler. Gamblers chase losses after a missed reply, stacking texts and jokes to win it back. Investors diversify. You place energy into your body, your craft, your friendships, your rest. When the urge to reach out spikes, redirect it into a measurable action. A workout set, a client email, 5 pages of reading, a call with a friend. Each small win calms your nervous system and returns you to center. From center, you're warm, grounded, selective. That vibe does the heavy lifting. If reciprocity appears, you meet it with ease. If it never arrives, you're already moving. Disciplined, focused, and quietly hard to replace. 2. Ignore back? No. Upgrade your orbit. When she goes quiet, most men mirror it and call that strength. It isn't. Ignoring back keeps you stuck in her frame. Upgrading your orbit pulls you into yours. Your orbit is the gravity of your life, your routines, your standards, your rooms, your projects, your energy. When that gravity gets stronger, everything changes. Your mood, your posture, your choices, and yes, how people respond to you. Start with time. Empty hours make silence feel louder. Fill your day on purpose. Train your body. Ship work. Study a skill that pays. Block time for deep focus and protect it like rent is due. Momentum is attractive because it signals a man who won't stall his life for attention. Movement beats rumination every time. Upgrade your environment. Clean your space. Fix the small broken things. Good lighting, a tidy desk, a gym bag by the door, fresh sheets. These aren't luxuries. They're signals to your brain. Order outside creates order inside. When your world is organized, you speak and move with ease. That ease reads as confidence without trying. Refine your look. Fit, not flash. Clothes that sit on your frame, not hide it. Clean shoes, groomed hair and beard. A subtle scent. You're not peacocking. You're presenting a man who respects himself. The mirror should agree with you before you step out. Widen your rooms. Join spaces where your mission lives. Professional circles, classes, sports, creative labs, volunteer work. Real social proof isn't photos and flex. It's people who know your name because you show up and contribute. New conversations break fixation and remind you that chemistry can happen anywhere. Tighten your communication. One calm check-in is enough. After that, you stop pulling. No speeches, no sarcasm, no guilt trips. Your schedule handles the scarcity for you. You reply when free, not when desperate. You keep tone light and grounded. If she returns, you respond with warmth, not interrogation. Good to hear from you, Beats. Where have you been? Every day. Sharpen your mission. Pick one clear target for the next 30 days. Closing a client, dropping body fat, finishing a certification, saving a fixed amount. Track it daily. Visible progress is jet fuel for your self-respect. You stop confusing attention with validation because your scoreboard is in your hands. Protect your nervous system. Sleep enough. Hydrate. Lift or run until your body is honest again. Journaling for 5 minutes clears mental static. Breathwork downshifts the urge to chase. Calm physiology makes calm choices. Calm choices keep your frame. Here's the payoff. When you upgrade your orbit, you stop negotiating for interest. You invite it. If she's truly interested, your steadiness gives her space to lean back in. If she isn't, you're already moving forward with a life that compels respect. No drama, no games, just a man whose world has gravity, and gravity does the attracting. 3. One calm text, then let it breathe. Most men lose frame not with a speech, but with a second message, then a third, then the apology for the second and third. Here's the realistic move that protects your dignity and gives attraction room to grow. Send one calm text, then step back and let the silence do its job. Not a game, a boundary. Your message should be short, clear, and easy to say out loud. One line that shows interest without pressure, offers a plan, and gives an exit. Try something like, "Enjoyed talking the other day. If you're up for coffee next week, I'm free Tuesday or Thursday after 6. If not, no worries. Hope your week's smooth." That's it. You showed intent. You offered specifics. You gave her freedom. The opt-out removes pressure. The specifics remove confusion. Real confidence sounds like choices, not chatter. Timing matters. If the last exchange was light and recent, send the message and put the phone down. If the previous vibe was lukewarm, wait until you actually have availability to offer. Either way, after you hit send, you stop trying to manage perception. No follow-up question marks. No memes to warm it up. No, "Did you get this?" Your self-control after sending is the actual signal. It says, "I'm interested, not anxious." Let it breathe means you return attention to your life, work, training, friends, sleep. You reduce the urge to check by filling the hours with things that move your world. Set a simple rule with yourself. You'll review messages at set times, not every spike of emotion. That keeps your nervous system calm and your replies composed. A steady man is attractive because he isn't negotiating his value through his phone. Expect 3 outcomes. If she replies with enthusiasm, match it with warmth and lock the plan. If she replies vaguely, stay pleasant but keep standards. No stress. Happy to pick another time when you know your schedule. Don't sell. Let her show. If she doesn't respond at all, read it as information, not an insult. You already sent your best note. You don't need a louder one. Remember the ethics. No guilt trips, no shaming, no coded anger. Respect her autonomy the way you want yours respected. You're not trying to force interest, you're testing for it. Consent and reciprocity are the whole game. This approach teaches a deeper lesson. You don't create attraction by stacking words. You reveal it by setting conditions where honesty is easy. One calm text invites a yes without punishing a no. It also filters. Women who like certainty feel safe leaning in. Women who want endless attention without commitment drift away. Both outcomes are wins for a man on a mission. Hold the frame. Send one message that you wouldn't be embarrassed to read aloud. Then let it breathe. Your piece is the proof you mean what you say. 4. Turn off chase, turn on mission. What if the reason she's cooler with you lately is that you're trying too hard to make every moment feel perfect? That constant reach can feel like pressure, not presence. Turning off the chase isn't going cold, it's choosing direction. A man on a mission is compelling because he moves with purpose whether she texts fast, slow, or not at all. Look at Tunde and Amaka, 2 years in. Tunde's a good guy, plans dates, checks in, fixes things. Lately, Amaka replies slower, cancels last minute, seems distracted. Tunde compensates with more effort. Extra messages, surprise visits, long, "let's talk" calls. He's chasing a feeling he used to get for free. The more he reaches, the more she drifts. Not because she's cruel, but because his world now orbits hers. She can feel it. The pivot came when Tunde stopped making Amaka his schedule. He made a schedule. He chose a clear 30-day mission, ship a portfolio site, train 4 days a week, and pass a certification. He blocked deep work hours, gym time, and sleep. He didn't ghost his girlfriend. He stopped performing for reassurance. When they spoke, he was present. When he worked, he worked. His life regained rhythm. He also added structure to their connection. Instead of constant check-ins, he offered plans. Friday, 7 p.m., new Thai spot. If that doesn't work, I'm free Sunday afternoon. Calm voice. Warm tone. No sulking if she couldn't make it. Just, cool, let's find another day. Amaka felt something shift. No pleading. No edge. Just a steady man with a full calendar who still wanted her in it. Mission first didn't mean affection last. Tunde kept kindness, jokes, touch and attention during their time together. He just stopped chasing outside of it. That difference is huge. Chasing says, please pick me. Mission says, I've picked a direction. Join me if you like. One begs for certainty. The other creates it. There's an ethical line here. Mission is not a weapon. You're not withholding to teach lessons. You're not using silence to punish. You're demonstrating priorities that existed before the relationship and will exist after. If your partner brings a real need, support, safety, clarity, you show up. You just refuse to make anxiety your compass. That steadiness calms the relationship because she no longer has to carry your self-worth. Results followed quickly. Amaka stopped testing with last-minute changes. She initiated more, re-engaged on dates, and started asking about his projects. Attraction didn't rise because Tunde became distant. It rose because he became anchored. Competence and momentum are attractive. Scarcity was created by purpose, not pettiness. If she keeps ignoring, even with your mission strong and your communication clean, you still win. You're moving. You have metrics you control, progress you can see, and a life that feeds you. If she leans in, great, lead with warmth. If she doesn't, your direction remains intact. That's the heart of turn off chase, turn on mission. You stop negotiating for value and live in a way that proves it. 5. Standards. Over sweet talk always hears where most men slip. When she pulls back, they reach for sugar. Compliments multiply. Jokes get louder. Gifts appear out of nowhere. Long messages try to explain feelings she never asked to hear. It feels romantic, but it reads as pressure. Sweet talk becomes a negotiation for attention, and negotiation kills attraction. Another common miss is sarcasm disguised as charm. Miss me yet, which communicates insecurity and a tiny jab. Guilt is worse. I do so much for you and you can't even reply. That line doesn't inspire connection. It corners her. Ultimatums dressed as poetry. If I mattered, you'd call. Only prove you're tying your worth to her next move. Even flattery can backfire when it's not attached to real behavior. You're perfect, says nothing. You looked amazing last time is better, but if it's carrying a plea, she can feel it. Standards speak a different language. They're short, calm, and tied to action. You don't beg for access, you invite reciprocity. You don't punish distance. You accept it and adjust. Try this frame. I like spending time with you. I prefer steady energy. If that's not where you're at, all good. It's clear, respectful, and pressure-free. Or this, I'm free Friday at 7. If that doesn't work, suggest another time. You offer a lane and you hold your ground without sounding controlling. If messages get sporadic, you don't lecture. You clarify, I'm into consistency. If your schedule's packed, no worries. Reach out when you're genuinely free. That line keeps the door open while protecting your time. When feelings swell and you want to spill paragraphs, choose one clean sentence instead. I'm interested in getting to know you, not playing phone tag. Then let it breathe. If she's present, she'll meet you there. If not, you have your answer and you move. If she returns after a quiet stretch, welcome her without bitterness. Good to hear from you. How's your week? After a quick catch-up, reassert direction. Let's grab that coffee Sunday at 4. You're not pretending nothing happened. You're showing that you won't make drama the center of the relationship. Kindness still matters. Standards aren't ice. When you're together, be warm, attentive, and playful. Compliment specifics you genuinely noticed. You ask sharp questions. I like that. Tie praise to substance, not just looks. Then go back to living. The rhythm is simple. Clear invite, relaxed tone, consistent action. If she engages, great. If she drifts, you don't chase. You rebalance your attention toward your mission, friends, and health. What you never say matters too. Skip the passive-aggressive nudge. Guess you're too busy for me. Replace it with self-possession. Seems you've got a lot on. Let's reconnect when it's lighter. Avoid performative apologies. Sorry for being annoying after you weren't. Speak once with confidence so you don't have to tidy up with fear. Sweet talk tries to charm uncertainty. Standards convert uncertainty into clarity. The right words are simple, specific, and paired with action. Say less, mean more, and let your behavior prove you're a man who values himself. No flowers required. 6. Match pace, not emotion. When she slows down, most men speed up. When she gets distant, they get dramatic. That mismatch is where attraction dies. Matching pace means you respond to her tempo, not her turbulence. If her replies get shorter and spaced out, you don't flood the channel to compensate. You keep your rhythm steady and mirror the level of engagement. This isn't a game. It's emotional regulation and respect for timing. Think of conversation like a dance. If she's taking smaller steps, you don't start sprinting. You keep time with the music, guide with clarity, and let the moment breathe. If she takes 12 hours to reply, you answer in your next natural window, not in 12 seconds with 3 paragraphs. Your message matches the energy, concise, warm, and purposeful. Got your note. Hope your week's smooth. Sunday afternoon works if you're free. That's leadership without pressure. Matching pace also protects your frame in person. If she's relaxed and observant, you don't perform. You slow your speech, hold eye contact, and let silence do some of the talking. If she's lively and playful, you open up, tease lightly, and enjoy the bounce. You're not copying her mood. You're calibrating the tempo so connection feels easy rather than forced. Deji learned this the hard way with Kioma. Early on, her energy was high. Memes, voice notes, late-night calls. He matched with enthusiasm and set a plan. Then her pace dipped. Work ramped up. Deji panicked and tried to win her back with constant check-ins and long explanations. The more emotional he got, the slower she moved. The pivot was simple. He matched her tempo. Short, clear messages, invitations with options, more attention to his training and deadlines, less to his refresh button. Within 2 weeks, the tension dropped. When she had space again, she re-engaged because there was room to do it. There's a difference between matching pace and playing cold. Coldness punishes, pace respects. You're still warm. You still lead with plans. You just don't escalate effort when she de-escalates presence. If she speeds up, you don't drown her in attention. You channel it. Let's do dinner Thursday and unplug after. Structure turns spikes into steady flow. Don't let emotional bait pull you off center. If she throws a vague late-night test, NVM, it's nothing. You don't interrogate or sulk. You hold pace. If it's important, I'm here. Happy to talk tomorrow. You refuse to text fight. You move serious topics to a call or an in-person chat, where tone and care are clear. Ethics stay front and center. Matching pace isn't manipulation. It guards both people's autonomy. If her slow tempo becomes the norm and you want more, you say so plainly, I like consistency. If that's not your bandwidth right now, no pressure. We can keep it light or pause. You've honored her timing and your standard in one line. The win is simple. Pace keeps you composed, attractive, and hard to rattle. You stop bargaining with feelings and start leading with timing. When a man controls his tempo, he never has to chase the song. 7. Exit gracefully and become the scarcity. There's a moment every man faces. She's distant, the momentum is gone, and your fingers hover over one more message that won't change a thing. Power lives in what you do next. Exiting gracefully isn't defeat, it's leadership. You choose dignity over debate, clarity over clutter, and rhythm over rumination. Scarcity isn't a trick you play on her. It's a byproduct of a life too full to orbit uncertainty. Start with a clean human line that closes the loop without blame. Try. I've enjoyed our vibe. Feels like timing's off right now, and that's okay. I'm going to step back. If you want to reconnect later, you know where to find me. Calm tone, neutral punctuation, no hidden jab. You are not accusing. You're acknowledging reality and freeing both of you from the awkward in-between. If she replies positively, great. You can revisit with clear expectations. If she doesn't, you already exited with poise. A graceful exit is action, not performance. You don't post cryptic quotes, subtweet your feelings, or make dramatic status updates to get a reaction. You don't recruit friends to pass messages. You don't check her stories like a heartbeat monitor. You put the connection in a drawer, mute if needed, archive the thread, and go build days you're proud to live. Scarcity lands when your attention is too valuable to drip into dead ends. The man who can step away without resentment is rare. Rarity is attractive. Keep warmth. If you see her out, you're friendly, not frosty. A smile, a quick hello, then back to your conversation. No lecture, no tally of past delays. Grace is memorable because it's so uncommon. People remember how you leave because it tells the truth about your center. Tie your exit to standards you can articulate. I'm into steady effort on both sides is a compass you can use forever. I don't do guesswork relationships. Keeps you from slipping back into anxious proving. Standards are portable. They travel with you into the next room, the next project, the next relationship. When you live by them, your time becomes naturally scarce. You don't have to pretend to be busy. You are busy and you're present where you are. Let scarcity come from creation. Add weight to your mission, harder workouts, deeper learning, ambitious deliverables. Expand your rooms, join the class, lead the project, host the gathering. The more your world produces, the less you crave reassurance. Validation shifts from external response to internal scoreboard. That shift is the quiet magnet people feel before you ever speak. If she circles back later, you don't rush to erase history. You reset pace and clarity. Good to hear from you. I'm around Thursday evening. If that works, let's lock it in. No autopsy, no bitterness, just a fresh start at the speed of reciprocity. If she fades again, your exit is shorter, cleaner, and even calmer because you've practiced protecting your peace. Exiting gracefully is not walking away from women. It's walking towards self-respect. And the paradox is simple. When your presence is anchored and your absence has purpose, you become the scarcity, rare, centered, and worth leaning toward. Here's your blueprint when she goes quiet. Treat silence as data, not a crisis. Upgrade your orbit, send one calm invite, then let it breathe. Turn off the chase and turn on your mission. Speak in standards, not sweet talk. Match her pace, not her emotion. And if reciprocity stays low, exit gracefully and become the scarcity. This isn't a trick. It's self-respect in motion, calm, ethical, and attractive. Lead with clarity, protect your time, and let your life do the persuading. If she leans in, meet her with warmth. If not, you're moving forward, focused, disciplined, and hard to replace.